let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it.
Portsmouth native Missy Misdemeanor Elliott has been diagnosed with Graves' disease.
Star has kept her illness quiet for years.
We trusted him. It was, he was older. He was 16, almost 17, and we looked up to him. And we thought that if he said it was cool to do, it was cool to do.
Over a decade, there have been many rumors that have been said about Missy Elliott. But now, Missy is finally speaking up. She's sharing her side of the story and clearing the air.
You make me feel brand new.
What are these awful rumors? Let's dive in and find out what Missy has to say about everything that happened.
You can't help but speculate that what she had been through in her own life gave her this determination and this ambition.
Missy Elliott's life was tough long before she became a superstar. As a little girl, she grew up in a house filled with fear because of her abusive father, Ronnie. Her father's abuse wasn't just aimed at her, he was also violent toward her mother, Patricia. Missy told author Beverly Bond in the book Black Girls Rock that seeing her mom cry hurt her deeply because her mom meant everything to her.
He would tell me I had to unclothe, strip naked, and he would take a knife and cut it down my back.
One terrifying moment stands out in Patricia's memory. She told Behind the Music that Ronnie once pointed a gun at her and said, "I'm gonna kill you, it's over." Missy, scared and desperate, ran to get her uncle, who stepped in and stopped the situation. But Missy still lived in fear every day, convinced her father might harm her or her mother.
And Missy, I could always hear her saying, "Please, Dad, don't kill my mom. Please don't kill my mom. She's not gonna do anything to you, Dad. Please don't kill my mom."
Finally, after Missy's 14th birthday, Patricia made the brave decision to leave Ronnie. She packed up their things and took Missy to start a new life. The abuse ended, but Missy's struggles weren't over. At home, Missy often stayed by her mom's side, afraid to leave her alone. She told Essence magazine that she never stayed at friends' houses because she was scared her dad might hurt her mom while she was gone. Missy always believed she was meant to be a star. She told Entertainment Weekly that she used to write song lyrics on her bedroom walls. Her mom, Patricia, would scold her saying, "You're not going anywhere this weekend if I see another song on that wall." Missy's passion for music started early. In kindergarten, she told her classmates she wanted to be a superstar, but instead of cheering her on, the kids laughed at her. That didn't stop Missy. Her family, however, wasn't very supportive. When she was struggling financially, they told her to give up her dream and find a regular job. Some even suggested she join the army, but Missy joked, "I'm too fat to go in the army. Where am I running to?" Even though everything seemed impossible at the time, Missy never gave up. She kept writing, performing, and believing in herself. Today, she's one of the biggest names in hip-hop, proving that no matter how tough life gets, you can achieve your dreams if you keep going. Now, let's delve into her career. Missy Elliott and Timbaland teamed up to create songs that stood out. They worked on Aaliyah's second album, One in a Million. This album had 9 tracks that Missy and Timbaland wrote and produced. Some of the biggest songs were If Your Girl Only Knew,
If your girl only knew that I would want
One in a Million,
your love is one in a million.
Hot Like Fire, and 4-Page Letter. Missy even added her voice to many of the songs as a background singer or with her guest raps. One in a Million was a massive success. It sold over 2 million copies and made Aaliyah a superstar. It also made Missy and Timbaland 2 of the most sought-after producers in the music business. People loved their sound and artists wanted to work with them. After their work with Aaliyah, Missy and Timbaland continued to create hit songs for other artists. They worked with Total on the song What About Us in 1997.
What about you? What about me? What about us?
Nicole Ray on Make It Hot in 1998.
This time I'ma make it hot. Come on.
And and Destiny's Child on Get on the Bus in the same year. They even created one last hit for Aaliyah called I Care For You.
Just wanna let you know I care for you.
But something terrible happened in 2001 that changed Missy's life forever. Aaliyah died in a tragic plane crash. But there is a name which has been constantly mentioned in relation to Aaliyah's demise, and that is Jay-Z. Dame Dash, Aaliyah's boyfriend at the time of her death, spilled that both he and Jay-Z were interested in Aaliyah at one point. According to him, Aaliyah wasn't just some casual fling, she was a queen. He described how people in their circle were constantly pursuing her, saying, "Everybody was getting at Aaliyah, bro." The big deal was, who could get with her? Apparently, Jay-Z got salty when he realized Damon was making progress. Damon shared how things got a little competitive. Now, here's where it gets deeper. Some people believe Jay-Z's obsession with Aaliyah went far beyond casual interest. It's been rumored that her untimely death was connected to the Illuminati, and Jay-Z might have played a role. You see, Aaliyah was the queen of R&B in her prime, and that kind of influence didn't go unnoticed. Allegedly, the Illuminati tried to recruit her, but she wasn't having it. Refusing the Illuminati isn't just a no, it's a problem. Her rejection may have upset some powerful people, including Jay-Z, who was allegedly under their thumb. In a haunting Paris interview weeks before her death, Aaliyah shared a chilling dream. "It's dark in my favorite dream. Someone is after me. Don't know why. I got fear. Then, suddenly, I lift off, I fly away. Far away. No one can reach me, no one can touch me. It's a wonderful feeling." Fans have speculated that the someone after her could have been Jay-Z or the Illuminati. And the sudden lift off? Many believe it was a premonition of her death. Back to Missy Elliott. Aaliyah's death broke Missy's heart. They weren't just co-workers, they were like family. Losing Aaliyah was one of the hardest things Missy ever faced. Missy paid tribute to her friend in a song called Take Away. The music video included images and words honoring Aaliyah's memory. It was a beautiful and emotional way for Missy to say goodbye to someone she loved so much. Missy has a big heart, and part of it will always belong to Aaliyah. On January 16th, what would have been Aaliyah's 46th birthday, Missy shared a touching message on social media. She remembered her dear friend. Missy, now 53 years old, poured her heart out in the message. She called Aaliyah baby girl and said her impact on the world is undeniable. Missy wrote, "Generations will always know your name, Aaliyah." She made it clear that Aaliyah's legacy will live forever. People still learn from your unique music, original style, and glowing personality, Missy added. You will never be forgotten. Missy also showed love to Aaliyah's brother, Rashad Houghton. Rashad recently worked with the toy company Mattel to create a Barbie doll modeled after Aaliyah. The doll celebrates Aaliyah's birthday and her incredible influence in music, fashion, and culture. Missy praised Rashad's efforts and said, "Your sister would be proud."
Portsmouth native Missy Misdemeanor Elliott has been diagnosed with Graves' disease.
Star has kept her illness quiet for years.
The Grammy-winning music star faced a tough time when she was diagnosed with Graves' disease, an autoimmune disorder in the early 2000s. This illness affects the thyroid, which is a small gland in the neck that controls many important body functions. For Missy, it caused weight loss, tiredness, and emotional struggles. These challenges made her step back from her music career to focus on her health.
Graves is an autoimmune disorder and there is no cure.
For about 3 years, Missy stayed out of the public eye. She recently shared the reason for her absence, her private fight with Graves' disease. "You live with it for the rest of your life," Missy told People magazine in an interview. The disease began to take a toll on her body in 2008. It first affected her motor skills, making it hard for her to do simple tasks like driving or writing. Then, she experienced other scary symptoms: dizzy spells, mood swings, hair loss, a racing heart, bulging eyes, and lumps in her throat. These symptoms were overwhelming, but Missy didn't give up. To treat the disease, she underwent radiation therapy and took medication to control her thyroid. The journey wasn't easy, but she worked hard to take care of herself. Over time, with the help of her doctors, she started to feel better, and Missy was back on stage. She performed and continued to write and produce music for other artists. Now, she's focused on making her own album and feels great. Missy explained that she's been off her medication. Instead, she manages her condition through a healthy diet and regular exercise, following her doctor's advice. "I feel great," she said. "Every now and then, you get a little ache in the leg or the knee, but outside of that, I feel good."
Thyroid specialist Dr. Joseph Aloy describes the most common symptoms: fatigue, sweating, menstrual irregularities, hair, and weight loss.
Despite her larger-than-life persona and groundbreaking music, "I'm shy," adds Elliott, who has also suffered from severe anxiety over the years. How she reconciles all that with music stardom is still beyond her. "I don't know," she says. "It's one of those things I can't really explain." Through it all, her legendary creativity never waned, even as she struggled with both her mental and physical health in the late 2000s. Also, Missy found herself in the middle of drama recently when some people thought she was throwing shade at Nicki Minaj. The whole thing started with a simple tweet from Missy that led to a big misunderstanding. Let's talk about what really happened. Missy's tweet was, "Is there a difference between a hit and a classic record? If so, what is the difference?" Now, most people saw this as a thoughtful question about music, but some of Nicki Minaj's fans thought otherwise. They believe Missy was aiming this comment at Nicki because Nicki had just celebrated her song, Super Freaky Girl, hitting #1. Nicki's fans were quick to jump in, accusing Missy of trying to insult Nicki in a sneaky way. The internet, as usual, turned this into a big deal. People started talking about feuds and beefs between the two artists, even though there wasn't any real evidence to back that up. Missy wasn't having it. She came back and clarified her tweet, saying it wasn't directed at Nicki or anyone else. She explained that she was just curious about how people see the difference between a hit song and a classic song. Missy also shared how upset she was about the hurtful things people said to her after making an innocent comment. She basically said, "Don't y'all hate it when people twist your words and try to make it look like you're trying to start trouble? And honestly, who doesn't agree with that? Sometimes people jump to conclusions without knowing the whole story, and it creates unnecessary drama." Missy Elliott faced criticism for acquiring royalties from Bad Bunny's hit song, Safaera.
Hey, hoy se bebe, hoy se gasta, hoy se fuma como un rata, si Dios lo permite.
The drama started when Puerto Rican artist Jowl, one of the songwriters for Safaera, commented about the royalties he earned for his work on the track, which included samples from Missy's Get Freak On.
Missy be putting it down. I'm the hottest round. I told y'all can't stop me now.
Speaking up in an interview, Jowl said his royalties for Safaera dropped from between 15% to 30% to just 1% after Bad Bunny, and the writers were accused of using unauthorized samples. According to Billboard, the interview led to people bashing Missy, saying she doesn't deserve her cut of the royalties. An Ariana Grande fan page then called out Jowl on Twitter, saying the singer's interview incited unwarranted hate against Missy. "Thank you for all the hate your interview is bringing Missy," the fan page wrote, according to Billboard. "Had you explained that there was 6 samples and 15 writers, maybe they wouldn't all be attacking Missy for no reason because she took everything. Jowl responded to the criticism. FK that. Let them enjoy their money, he wrote. It's not you and me enjoying it, right? Let them be happy and talk about something else. Missy doesn't even care. Why would you? Missy refused to let the comment slide without clearing her name. She said sadly, you mislead all these people to make them think I have 99%, she wrote on Twitter. Now, I don't talk about business online because that's messy, but now we are here. I have 25% and there are 6 other samples and 15 other writers on this one song. They also got a percentage, Jowl replied, saying he never meant to say Missy took 99%. He explained that something got lost in translation during the interview. Missy appreciated his response, but reminded him that it's important to be clear about these details. She wrote back, I'm glad you now mention that there are many other samples and writers who got their percentages. We both know how the music business works. Much love. In the end, both artists decided to make peace. Jowl even suggested working on a new song together. He wrote, we should do something from scratch together. We've always admired you. My people in Puerto Rico love how you reply to my tweets. All love, Miss. Missy also faced a serious claim. Terry Williams, a music producer, claims he and Elliott worked together on 5 songs in the 1990s. However, he says Missy refused to list him as a co-writer when the songs were released. Missy denies this, saying she didn't even know Williams when those songs were created. Since both sides tell different stories, the judge now decided a jury to figure out what really happened. 4 of the songs in question were recorded by Missy's R&B group called Sista. These songs will be the main focus of the trial. A 5th song, called Heartbroken, was released in 1996 by Aaliyah. Williams says he also co-wrote this song with Missy. However, the judge threw out this part of the lawsuit because it was filed too late. The judge explained that Heartbroken was on Aaliyah's hit album 1 in a Million, which became very popular. Because of this, Williams should have realized years ago that his name was not included in the credits. The law says you only have a certain amount of time to take legal action, and in this case, that time has passed. The songs by Sista, however, are a different matter. The judge said there is enough evidence to suggest that Williams and Missy might have worked together back then. They will have to decide if Williams deserves credit for those songs. Missy Elliott recently told Timbaland he should apologize to Britney Spears after he made some disrespectful comments about her. This all started after Britney's memoir, The Woman in Me, came out on October 24th, 2023. In her book, Britney talks about tough moments in her life, like infidelity and an unplanned pregnancy during her relationship with Justin Timberlake. Timbaland, who is close friends with Justin, made a comment that upset a lot of people. During a video clip, Timbaland called Britney crazy and then joked that Justin should have put a muzzle on that girl. His words upset Britney's fans, who felt he was being rude and disrespectful. Later, Timbaland apologized on a TikTok live video, but many people felt his apology wasn't sincere. He said, "I'm sorry to all the Britney fans, even to her. If she never saw I'm sorry because muzzle was, no, you have a voice and you speak what you want to speak. Who am I to tell you when not to speak? I was wrong for saying that." He tried to explain himself, saying he was looking at it from a different lens. Timbaland also admitted that Missy was the one who told him to apologize. He said she texted him and told him she didn't agree with what he said about Britney. Many Britney fans praise Missy for stepping up and defending Britney. Elliott has always been known for supporting women, and showing respect. Her actions in this situation made her even more admired by fans. On the other hand, Timbaland's comments left many people feeling disappointed.
She was so excited. They had the ponytails and they put the little tattoo on their legs and the pants up. And when the first video came out, oh, we were so excited. I said, oh my God, she really, really did.
Missy Elliott's journey to fame wasn't easy. Back in the mid-90s, she headed to New York with high hopes, alongside her friend and producer Timbaland, to become a star. However, things didn't go as planned. When Missy tried to break into the music industry, she faced harsh criticism. The industry told her she was too tubby to be a singer.
Everything had stopped. Her dream that she had, it stopped. But she said, no, I'm going back out there and I'm going to try it again. I may not try it as an artist, I'll try it as a writer, but I'm going to be out there. And she did.
Even though they praised her singing and songwriting skills, they told her she didn't fit the look they wanted for women in music. They said the popular image of women in the music industry at the time was to wear little clothes, and Missy didn't want to do that. She felt hurt by their comments, but it didn't stop her. Instead of giving up, Missy used her talents in a different way.
You make me feel brand new, riding on leaves on everything.
She started focusing on songwriting. She and Timbaland began writing songs for other artists, and their hard work eventually paid off when they helped Aaliyah make the hit song, If Your Girl Only Knew. It was a big moment for them. As time passed, Missy did lose some weight, but she did it on her own terms, staying true to herself. She once said, "Missy is always going to be Missy," showing that she wasn't going to change just to please the industry. By the late 90s, things started changing in the music world. Female rappers began to gain more respect for their talent rather than just their looks. A DJ in New York said, "Women in rap, they come and go. They don't last because they work one gimmick, their sex appeal, and that doesn't last long." Missy was proving them wrong, showing that she could last and be respected for her skills.
Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it.
But Missy's struggles didn't stop there. The rap industry was mostly dominated by men, and she had to work harder than most. Being a woman in the rap world was tough, and she had to constantly prove herself. In one interview, Missy explained that women always face more challenges in life, not just in music, but everywhere. Anything we do has always been harder for us. The industry expected her to look and sound a certain way, but Missy didn't follow their rules. So, what did Missy do? She just stayed true to who she was. She ignored all the expectations and refused to be put in a box. Pharrell Williams, another famous artist, once said that Missy defied the physics that the world tried to put on her. Her music videos were unlike anything other female hip-hop artists were doing. She wasn't afraid to be different, and people noticed. Many people have called her the Queen of Rap, the Queen of Hip-Hop, and even the First Lady of Hip-Hop. These titles show just how big her impact has been on the music world. Her first album, Super Duper Fly, released in 1997, is often seen as one of the most important albums in hip-hop and R&B. Critics have said that Missy changed the sound of these genres and brought fun and fantasy back to music. She also influenced other successful artists like Destiny's Child Eve and Macy Gray. These artists have said that Missy helped clear a path for them to succeed in the music world, especially as Black female artists in hip-hop and R&B. Missy's music is known for mixing different sounds, and she worked with producer Timbaland to create something new. Together, they made songs that included unique sounds like pings and bloop noises that became a signature of their style. This new sound quickly became popular and is still used by many artists today. Throughout her career, Missy Elliott has received many awards. She has won 4 Grammy Awards and sold over 40 million records worldwide, making her the best-selling female rapper ever. She was also the first female rapper to be inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame and won the MTV Video Music Awards Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award for her impact on music videos. In 2020, she was ranked as one of the greatest music video artists of all time by Billboard. In 2021, Missy Elliott got her own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Then, in 2023, she became the first female rapper to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In 2024, Missy was honored with the National Medal of Arts for her contributions to music and culture. She is truly a trailblazer, and her legacy in hip-hop and music will never be forgotten.